How's she going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's workshop. You know what? Down there, if you can see it, still working on the boathouse, eh? And I've got problems with my rafters, got problems with the walls. The walls are racked, they're crooked, they're not straight. The rafters aren't fitting right. And what I've discovered is I can put the come-alongs on the building and kind of twist and turn the walls with the come-alongs to make the building get more square. But in doing that, I need to have a good anchor point for my come-along. I put a couple of anchor points in already and they pulled out. So what I'm going to try and do today is make kind of a chain plate to hold the chain so that I can have a good spot to anchor my come-along. So I'd like to have something heavier, but this is all I have. That's about, I don't know, 3/16 thick, I think, this piece of steel, and it's got a twist in the end. What I'm going to try and do is flatten that out to make this just a flat piece, and then depending how big it is, I'd like to get 2 chain plates out of it if I could, but we'll see where we go. But anyway, I'm going to start with just a hunk of scrap steel that I had. I'm going to try and put that in the vise, straighten this part out, see how we make out. So I put this piece in the vise. I'm just going to see if I can unfold that a little bit. That ain't working. Turning everything. Making a mess. Gonna try and beat the daylights out of it. Okay, that's not great, but I think it's going to be suffice for what we're after. I'd like to cut this in half now because I'd like to have 2 chain plates. So because this end had the bend on it, I would like to cut it this way. So like the other day I was telling you, a quick way to find the center is put your square on the edge, turn it until you find a number that's easily divisible by 2. In this case we're going to go with 6 right there. So that'll make 3 the halfway point. Right about there. And then we'll join those 2 lines. Okay, so now I'm going to get my grinder, just grind that off. Alright, so I marked on my pieces a spot here in the center and then 2 inches in from the end. I'm going to cut a hole in that. But I want a hole big enough to pass a piece of chain through, so I have my hole saw here. So hopefully this will work. I guess not. I broke my drill. Okay, I have another drill bit, but I'm going to drill the pilot hole first before I started on the bit, because what happened was my hole saw caught before I got through the metal and it broke the bit. So. steady wins the race. So I got the hole in there. All right, these are my 2 plates. My idea is I'm going to use this end to anchor it, pass a chain through here, and I'd like to put a little offset in this. And then when I put my chain in here, I put a slot down at this end so that the chain will lock in there and not pull through. But the idea now is I'm just going to cut this slot out of here, and then that'll be a place for my chain to lock. So I'm going to do that in both pieces, and I'll be back. I'd show you me cutting that out, but it's just going to be a grind, so no sense watching that. Okay, what I like to do is put 3 holes in the end of this, and then bend it over here at about, I don't know, 2 inches up from the bottom. I don't know, something like that. So anyway, I've taken some time, I've laid out these 3 holes. So now we're going to drill them. I'm going to drill them with a small drill, then go to about a 5/16. Make sure I can put like a 1/4 inch lag bolt through there. Okay, we got the holes in there and they're kind of cleaned up. I tried to make the holes all the same equal spacing, but that didn't work out. And we're going to put it in. I put a line here 2 inches up from the bottom. I'm going to put that in the vise now and just bend it over. Put that like that. And then whack on this and see if I can bend it over. That should work good. Now we should be able to bolt that to whatever I want, pass my chain through here, and use that as an anchor point. So they're both mangled about the same amount. So anyway, that should work. Now we can go back down to the boathouse. I can bolt these anywhere as I want them, like on a stud or a floor plate or anything like that. Then anchor my chain in here and then get a good tug on them. I gotta show you something. Look what I bought today. A real legit level. Get this right there if we can. So that's good and secure. Now the problem I have is my chain has got a hook on it. So I can hook like that, I suppose. That would work, eh? So that anchor point is holding really well. Wait till I show you. That ain't moving. And it's holding really good on the top plate. So that isn't moving. Trouble is, the wall's not racking either. So those anchor points, chain plates, whatever you want to call them, I think they're going to work good with that little keyhole notch that I put in it. You can just pass your chain through that and hook on it. It'll hold there really good. If you have a chain with a hook on it, like I had down there, I was able to put the hook in the hole, so that worked out good. But if you have a big hook, like the big hook I have on the end of my come-alongs, well, I could put a nut and a bolt in that and bolt the chain to it. So I think it's going to work all right. It's multi-sized. That's what I like. Anyways, it made a good anchor point, like I say, and I put a really good tug on that wall to try to bring it in back true again, like to get the rack out of it. But I don't think you can do that without taking the panels off, and I'm not sure if I want to go there, so I'm not sure what the next step is on that one. But anyway, we'll see. More to come on that. I hope you're having a great week wherever you are. It's starting to get warm here in Nova Scotia. It's hot and sunny today. And I'm just dripping sweat, and all I was doing is sitting down there thinking. So stay cool wherever you are. Don't forget, thumbs up me. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you soon.